Joshua, the successor of Moses, was one of the most important figures in Israel's history. The man chosen by God to lead the Israelites into the Promised Land after 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. He was born in Egypt during the time of Israel's slavery and given the name Hoshea, meaning salvation. But Moses later renamed him Joshua, which means the Lord is salvation, a name that foreshadowed his destiny as the one who would bring deliverance and victory to his people. Joshua came from the tribe of Ephraim, one of the powerful tribes descended from Joseph, the son of Jacob, which gave him a strong bloodline connected to leadership, wisdom, and faithfulness. The tribe of Ephraim was known for its strength in battle and for its influential role in the history of Israel, often being considered the leading tribe among the northern tribes, and this background prepared Joshua to be both a military commander and a spiritual leader. Joshua first appears in the Bible as a young warrior when Moses appointed him to lead the Israelites in battle against the Amalekites in the wilderness. And with Moses' prayers and God's power, Joshua secured victory, proving his courage and faith. Later, when Moses sent 12 spies to explore the land of Canaan, Joshua, along with Caleb, was one of only 2 who brought back a faithful report, urging the people to trust in God as promised rather than fear the giants and fortified cities they saw. Though the people's rebellion delayed their entry into the Promised Land, Joshua's faithfulness set him apart, and God declared that only he and Caleb of that generation would live to see the land. When Moses died, leadership passed to Joshua, and God himself encouraged him with the words, "Be strong and courageous, for I am with you wherever you go," showing that his strength would not come from armies or strategy alone, but from God's presence. As leader, Joshua led the Israelites across the Jordan River, where the waters parted just as they had at the Red Sea, proving that God's power was still with his people. His most famous victory came at the Battle of Jericho, where the mighty walls fell after the Israelites marched around the city for 7 days blowing trumpets, a miracle that demonstrated God's deliverance through faith and obedience. Joshua went on to lead Israel in a series of military campaigns, conquering major cities and defeating kings across Canaan, gradually taking possession of the land promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He then divided the land among the 12 tribes of Israel, fulfilling the covenant and ensuring that each tribe had its inheritance, showing his role not just as a warrior, but as a wise administrator and shepherd of his people. Joshua's clan strength came from his Ephraimite heritage, known for leadership, resilience, and a central role in Israel's history, and though he himself had no recorded descendants of note, his legacy lived on through his tribe and the people he led. In later history, Ephraim became one of the dominant tribes in Israel, often representing the entire northern kingdom. And some traditions hold that Joshua's influence shaped Ephraim's identity as a strong, warrior-like tribe. Joshua's life was not only about military victories, but about covenant renewal. For before his death, he gathered the people at Shechem, reminding them to serve the Lord faithfully, and declaring the famous words, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." From his story, we learn about courage in the face of overwhelming obstacles, about faith that trusts God's promises even when others doubt, and about leadership that balances strength in battle with devotion to God. Joshua's legacy is that of a leader who finished what Moses started, who turned promise into reality, and who showed that victory comes not by human power, but by obedience to God. His life stands as a timeless reminder that with faith, perseverance, and courage, we can overcome the giants and walls in our own lives, just as Joshua and the Israelites did in Canaan.